These stories are inspired by the actual case files of the Office of Scientific Investigation and Research.
Claudia, did you hear something?
Hear what? You had too much wine, Miguel.
A sound from the living room. Listen. Somebody's out there.
Diego! Miguel? What in the name of God is it?
I don't know.
Be careful.
He's like some kind of shadow.
Diego!
Go call the police. Right away.
Scotophobia, fear of the dark. In this age, fear of the dark seems a primitive neurosis, a throwback to a time of superstition and unreason. I mean, really, isn't darkness just the absence of light? But what if absence of light becomes something more? What if it becomes a darkness visible, an almost living, growing, absolute form, threatening to consume our homes, our town, our world?
File number 77110. Case manager Curtis Rollins. Initial case log. Federal and local authorities have placed this complaint at the highest security level. Our team is proceeding to the site of this phenomenon.
The initial police reports are fairly inconclusive.
What about the advanced video footage of the site that Professor Alvarez sent us?
It doesn't reveal much. So far, there's no rational explanation for the phenomenon. Note how it appears to be cut off by the floor. It seems to originate under the house and then project up through the floor.
And the professor who shot this footage didn't offer any theories?
Everything from a bizarre low-lying cloud formation to the discovery of neutrinos to some form of black hole on Earth. It all adds up to a dense lack of light reflection and no apparent cause.
You know, I once did a paper on photosynthesis, and we used to run experiments trying to reduce photon reflection. It's basically impossible to simulate.
Alvarez and his students reached only one definite conclusion.
And that was?
It appears to be growing.
Dr. Rollins. Buenos días, Alejandro Álvarez.
Professor, nice to put a face to the name. We've been reviewing the footage you videotaped.
Quite incredible, isn't it?
You could say that.
This is so, forgive me, indescribable, inexplicable. Total lack of photo reflection, unlike anything I have ever seen or heard of.
We're going to begin with interviews and hopefully get a sense of what we're up against before we go inside.
I was so afraid that Diego would be swallowed up by it. Never in my life have I seen such a thing. Total blackness. Why did it attract him? Of all of us. He's just a little boy.
No, it made no sound. None at all. Just a dark wall spreading up from the floor. Anything that went into the darkness was gone. Without a trace. Anything. Why has this happened to my home? To my familia?
No, aquí no tenemos.
Out here, we don't get very many complicated investigations. Senior Richard showed my partner and I to the room where the disturbance was. I have been an officer of the law for 15 years, but nothing could have prepared me for what I saw. Huge blackness, like something alive. When I shone my flashlight at it, no light was visible through it at all. Sir, I have seen many things in my time, but this defies description.
Testimony from the witnesses is consistent across the board. This event, to them, defies comprehension.
Yes, their stories all seem to match. They all describe a growing wall of blackness impenetrable by light.
And testing found no toxicity or biocontamination in any of them.
As a safety precaution, the Richler family will be moved from their house indefinitely.
Curtis, have we determined an initial case objective on this?
The Argentine government has requested identification and termination of phenomenon. In the strongest possible terms, they want this thing gone.
What, just like that? We don't even know what it is. Can't we just wait until we know a little bit more about it?
I know it seems premature, but we don't have much choice. They perceive this complaint as a threat. Unless we can find a way to identify and control it, we have to consider its termination.
Great.
Comcheck, this is Rollins.
10-4, I copy loud and clear, Curtis. Visuals coming through cleanly.
We're inside and proceeding to the event site.
Any irregular readings?
Negative. Get ready, everyone. Let's proceed with caution. You have a visual?
It's totally opaque. No light penetration at all.
What are we picking up on the scans?
Minimal readings. Displacement margins are inconclusive. There's no chemical components, no measurable mass. It's almost beautiful. Perfect.
Peter, keep your distance. Are you reading anything out of the ordinary?
Nothing. Except... confirmed. It's getting bigger. These are the results from the geodetic surveys, as well as the geothermic and geomagnetic environmental scans within a 100-kilometer radius. They all indicate a large, growing black mass in the vicinity of the Richler Villa.
Still nothing conclusive on a possible point of origin.
Do you know, I think we ought to send in a remote probe, see what kind of direct data we can get from within the mass itself.
I agree. Set it up for 1,600 hours. The Argentine government is anxious to see some progress.
All right, let's keep going. Okay. Visuals are up, sensors online.
Anything happen yet?
No hazmat, no tox traces, no abnormal concentrations of energy fields, nothing even slightly unkosher. All right, everybody set. Probe entering the phenomenon in 3, 2, 1. Probe has entered the anomaly. No visuals at all. Readings are fluctuating.
We have a problem. Something's disrupting the signal.
Is it a malfunction? Probe system's down. We've lost telemetry.
Bring it back.
I can't. It's gone.
This region has a history of geophysical and environmental phenomena, none related in any way to this particular anomaly.
Keep digging. But be subtle about it.
Curtis, I want to take a team in.
Into the mass? Peter, we just lost a probe in there.
We need answers.
We can't afford to lose any investigators.
Well, fine. I'll go by myself.
There's no evidence we can maintain contact
Oh, then
with
we
you.
can get you out once you've got in there.
Look, I'll suit up in the full gear. According to the readings, it shouldn't be a problem.
There are no readings, Peter. It's too risky. We should just send in another probe.
Right, and then we'll just lose it again. Look, I've logged hundreds of hours in toxic environments. It won't be a problem. The gear will protect me. Trust me. Curtis.
The ultimate threat this phenomenon poses overrides any of our personal safety. You sure about this?
Hey, I didn't join up to play it safe. Well, let's get going.
I don't know if you're being brave or just stupid.
Tasha, stop pondering the imponderables. Be back in a flash.
If you sense anything strange, zero gravity, vacuum pull, anything, you get the hell out of there, okay?
Relax. This is the cool stuff scientists get to do.
Axon, do you copy?
10-4, copy loud and clear.
Visuals are good. We'll keep your vitals online. Any elevated readings and you're out of there.
Understood. Okay, let's rock and roll.
Peter, do you copy?
Peter, answer us.
Affirmative. This radio transmission's clean enough.
What do you see?
Nothing. No depth perception. Light waves aren't even registering in the environment. Can't read the instruments.
Any sign of the probe?
I'm sorry. I can't see myself. I'm coming out. Sorry, Curtis.
Satisfied, Peter?
Sir, I think you should see this. It's an uplink transmission. It's being rerouted to us from headquarters via satellite.
They found the same phenomena in China.
Same configuration as ours.
Curtis, are we talking about an outbreak?
No, not exactly. Perhaps something much worse.
What do you mean?
Watch up number 1. This new occurrence is here, in Ningbo, Zhejiang province. Ningbo is the exact polar opposite to Huhoi, which opens up the possibility that instead of 2 separate occurrences, we could be dealing with
one very large, very dangerous phenomenon.
Senor Rollins, if I may ask, your investigation, how does it proceed?
Slowly. We are trying everything in our power to understand this manifestation, but it's a little frustrating.
Perhaps this event is something we are not meant to understand.
Why is that?
You have brought all your scientific knowledge here and have found nothing to explain it.
These things take time. We haven't done everything we can yet. Believe me, we will find out what this thing is.
And you won't stop until you do, will you?
No, senor. We won't stop.
I admire your passion, senor. That you believe you can find the truth.
You don't.
I believe there are some things we simply cannot know.
File number 77110. Case log update. A Bravo team has been dispatched to study the second occurrence. They will link their investigation to ours.
Established operations here. Data seems to be identical to Alpha Site. Phenomenon growing at the same rate.
22.6 centimeters per hour and increasing exponentially.
According to our numbers, Huhui will be consumed within 7 days.
It's still growing.
Our projections match Alpha. 7 days to 88% of Ningbo region in darkness.
Continue monitoring the anomaly. Next contact in 12 hours.
Roger.
Alpha team out. We can't let this phenomenon spread.
The stakes are high. Zero photosynthesis means zero sustainable plant life, which means zero agriculture.
Now, let's not give up, Peter. We haven't asked quite enough questions yet.
For one, why would it start here?
It is the time of the Purin Pacha. First came the stars and bored right through the living heart of our world, creating stone and fire, night and day, light and dark. Power, as old as the sun itself, but sent to us to steal the sun away, to bring darkness to the land. In the local Quichua dialect, Pachamama means goddess of the earth, and Purin Pacha, I believe, means time of darkness.
But there's no evidence that what this woman's talking about has anything to do with the phenomenon. I think we should run a series of advanced eradication procedures. ELF, positive ions, acoustics.
Flux the environment.
Absolutely.
Should we just discount the folklore angle? I mean, the Spaniards have been writing about this stuff since the 1600s. They recorded the Quichua belief that eclipses had something to do with this time of darkness. I think there might be more to these legends than just fiction.
Tasha, it is intriguing. But at the current rate of expansion, we don't have time to chase down ancient myths. Run the tests. For now, let's go with the ELF. But if all procedures fail, we go with the linear accelerator. File number 77110, case log update. We've tried various eradication procedures. Temperature decrease, oxygen removal, and microwave bombardment without success. We are now attempting to flux the environment with ELF transmissions.
Recalibrate. 3,900 angstroms and steady. Reaction.
Upgrade to sub-level.
Turn up the frequency.
It's been hours, still no change in the phenomenon.
Prep the PLA. Confirm evacuation of surrounding area.
Curtis. You sure about this?
We have to try every option. Look, I know it's risky, but I don't have a choice. As long as all the civilians are clear.
Well, it's your call. Scares the hell out of me.
The situation is getting pretty tense. Chinese authorities are dealing with it as a military emergency. They've closed the area and expelled all foreign journalists. We're working under extremely close supervision, so there's no time to lose.
We have a green light here for the PLA Bravo team.
Understood.
Stand by, Ningbo. Case manager's log. We've cleared the area of all personnel to protect them from the effects of the portable linear accelerator. Irradiation to commence at 0600 hours.
PLA in position. Request clearance to begin countdown.
Commence countdown sequence. You all set, Peter?
Three minutes till linear acceleration.
Hold countdown, PLA. We've got a problem.
It's the probe indicators.
Hold on. Remote probe is back online.
Alpha, this is Bravo. Do you
Curtis, Bravo team is reporting, but it doesn't make sense.
The phenomenon has disappeared. Copy, Alpha team. The anomaly has disappeared.
Shut the accelerator down now.
Bravo team, confirm. We have not, repeat, not run linear acceleration. Do you copy?
Powering down.
Copy, Alpha team. Take it offline.
Sir, readings fluctuating on all scans of the area.
Let's take a look.
Just like that.
File number 77110. Case manager Curtis Rollins. Final log entry. Theories as to the origin of the phenomenon range from it being a bizarre geological anomaly to the possibility of extraterrestrial phenomena. One theory speculates a rare non-gravitational black hole originating inside the Earth's core, but we have found no conclusive evidence as to how the manifestation actually occurred. Curtis Rollins, out.
Was this phenomenon man-made or truly supernatural? What was this growing blackness? Well, the Office of Scientific Investigation and Research never could determine the exact cause of this amazing occurrence. And was it merely an isolated event, or was it an introduction of something more to come? Perhaps those of us who are afraid of the dark have very good reason to be.
When I talked to you last week, I thought I made that clear. Yeah. No, I know. I know. Because I promised to take my daughter to the park, that's why. Look, why can't you organize a schedule that gives me more than one day off at a time? Look, I have to go. Yeah, I know. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Here you go.
Sweetie. Do you know what time it is?
What? Barbecue chips and a chocolate bar.
You've had her candy for supper?
She also had a hamburger.
Time for bed, sweetie. I have to be at work at 7 tomorrow. That means that Lisa has to be at the daycare at 6:30. Mornings are hard enough as it is. You just screwed up her whole sleep schedule.
Yeah, well, if you were a proper mother and had stayed at home, then this scheduling crap wouldn't be a problem, would it? Maybe she'd be better off living with me.
The Office of Scientific Investigation and Research has logged hundreds of hours researching psychokinesis, the ability to move objects without physically touching them. Now, psychokinetic ability would for most of us be an extraordinary gift. But for Elena Bostwick, an overworked single mother, trying to balance the conflicting demands of parenthood and career, this power, which she always took for granted, had become unwelcome. Now, when Elena lost control of her psychokinetic ability, it in fact became an extreme hazard, and it came to threaten the elements in her life which she most deeply cared about, the safety and custody of her daughter, Lisa.
If Brian was my only problem, maybe I could hang on. But nothing much else seems to be going right. With the cutbacks at the hospital, I have to work double shifts. On top of that, I have to be a mother to Lisa. I do the laundry, make the meals. And then every so often, just to antagonize me, Brian, he threatens to sue for custody of Lisa.
That must be very upsetting.
He hasn't been part of my life for a long time now. He's never made a single support payment. It's a power trip, his way of getting back at me. Now I'm afraid that if he finds out about it, he'll use it as ammunition to take Lisa away from me. He hates me enough to do that.
He finds out about what?
I can move objects around without touching them, turn things off and on. It's never been a big deal. I've always been able to control it. It's just that a couple of nights ago, things went crazy. Dishes exploded. Glass was flying. Lisa could have been hurt. But you have to believe me, I would never do anything to hurt her.
I don't understand. You move things around?
I've always kept it to myself, especially now with Lisa. I don't want people to think that her mother's odd. You know, some kind of freak.
Do you, hear voices also?
Voices?
Mm-hmm.
No, of course not. You think I'm crazy. Psychotic.
Elena, sometimes the mind reacts to stress in odd ways. It runs away with itself. Delusions. Good Lord.
Look, can't you just give me some medication to calm me down, help keep things under control?
Elena, I would like to help you, but I have never handled anything like this before. Elena, I know of an organization that could analyze this part of yours, test it.
I work 65 hours a week. I have a little girl to take care of. I don't have time to run off to some lab to be picked and probed. Great. Now we need a new radiator.
Cookies.
Lisa, no, not before dinner time, honey.
I want cookies.
No, honey. How about some spaghetti and meatballs, huh? That's a good protein.
Protein.
Oh, no, Lisa, no, not the tomato sauce. Lisa! Dr. Haynes?
Yes.
This is Elena Bostwick. That organization you told me about?
File 10106, case manager Marion Smithick. We're exploring claims of psychokinetic activity by Elena Bostwick, age 31. We're examining the subject's house and immediate terrain. Preliminary interviews are underway, to be followed with psychological and physiological assessments.
My daughter's always been special. Had this power, I guess you'd call it, ever since she was a kid. Don't talk about it much. We brought her up better.
One of the surgeons was giving Elena a really hard time. You know, wanted her to be in 3 places at once. The surgeon really laid into her. Suddenly, the water cooler starts bubbling.
Power like that can mess up a kid's mind real good.
Then the whole tank just exploded. Freaked all of us out. Elena most of all.
I thought she'd kind of forgotten about using it, but lately she says it's been almost out of control, worrying her plenty.
Very convincing.
Now, seismic tests show no anomalous geological activity or disturbances whatsoever. It's as solid as a rock. If things were flying around that house, it wasn't due to any earth tremor.
Dr. Corliss, what's your impression of Miss Bostic?
Excessive workload and being a single mother all adds up to massive personal tension.
Any indication of fraud or hoax?
She seems to be able to control certain aspects of her environment. We still need to determine the extent of her power.
And that glass didn't break from impact. It imploded on its own.
Let's assess her abilities under more controlled conditions. I'll contact headquarters, set up a test site.
Thanks for taking care of Lisa while I'm gone, Dad.
Oh, she's no problem. You sure you want to do this?
I'm not sure about anything anymore. The only thing I know is that I need help. Professional help.
But you kept it under control before.
Well, it's not under control now.
Case log update. After initial testing, we felt it necessary to control Elena's environment down to the smallest detail. A full range of experiments should determine the extent of the subject's power. We'll be using a controlled I.O. chamber to monitor the subject's reactions during intense psychokinetic testing.
All is for me.
Elena, we'll be with you every step of the way.
File 10106, Case Manager Marion Smithick, case log update. We have completed 16 separate phases of psi testing, including physiological and psychological stimuli, altered environments, and electromatrix interaction.
E. L. E. N. A.
That's very impressive, Elena.
I used to do this in the playground when I was a child. I spent a lot of time alone as a kid. Dr. Corliss, is that with one S or two?
Two. Thank you very much. But there's something else I'd like you to do for me first.
Standing by.
What's this?
It's for flying debris. We don't want you to get hurt.
I don't understand.
We need to see you consciously create an outburst, implode a cup and saucer like you did at home, and we're going to monitor your biostats.
Oh, okay. If I can.
Anytime you're ready.
Got it on tape.
Your skills are quite powerful.
Have you always had this much control over your PK abilities?
I've never tried to do so many things before.
What we need to know is exactly why the volatile outbursts happen.
We're fairly sure the outbursts stem from various forms of subconscious stress in your life. We're going to run some more tests.
So you can help me?
We will certainly try.
Doctor, with her PK ability, what about a level 9 visual stress test?
Can she handle that, Doctor?
I believe so, as long as we can regress her into a deep enough hypnotic state.
Then let's proceed. We'll begin tomorrow.
Hi, Dad. I know. I'll pay them when I get home. Oh, and if the hospital calls again, tell them I'll make up my shifts next week. I know it'll have to wait. Brian's lawyer. No, I'll deal with it when I get back. Dad, just stall them. Please? Okay, bye.
Elena, remember, you must try to stay calm. How do these images make you feel? Try to be specific for each picture.
Happiness. Joy. Pride. Love. Sadness. Bitterness. Anger. Resentment. Pressure. Irritation. Frustration. It's such a hard job. Why won't anybody give me any peace?
It is hard, isn't it? Nobody wants to make it easy for you, do they?
No. I'm doing my best. Oh, God, why does it all have to seem so impossible?
Elena, stay focused.
I can't.
Focus.
I can't.
I got an overload here. We got an overload.
Oh, I can't!
Everybody down!
Oh, no, not again. Sorry, I trashed your life.
Well, it was worth it in a way. It gave us some insight as to why these events occur. Everyone reacts differently to anger. Your psychokinetic rages are directly linked to stresses in your life.
Check the water pipes for leak.
It is possible that your subconscious accesses your PK abilities and...
things go nuts.
That's right.
So, can you cure me?
There's really no such thing as a cure. But we can help you to maintain control of your power.
But I want this power gone. Eliminated.
Elena, I know the power terrifies you, but it's also a part of who you are. What you have is special.
But I don't want to be special. I want to be a mother and a nurse. A normal person.
File 10106, case log update. Elena has been undergoing stress management training, visualization techniques, combined with meditation exercises supervised by Dr. Corliss. Our goal is to help her find methods by which she can maintain control over her abilities in any given situation.
Bubbles to the surface. Let it go. You are working your third night shift in emergency. They bring in a cardiac patient in severe distress. You immediately prepare 0.5 milligram of digoxin. The attending physician misreads the chart and orders you to administer triple the dosage. He insists. If you speak up, you lose your job. Your daughter's welfare depends on that paycheck. But a patient's life is on the line. What do you do?
I would rather lose my job before allowing a patient to die.
Good. Keep breathing. Out. 2, 3, 4.
All equipment online.
She's worked hard. Let's hope it pays off. This is the big one.
Indeed.
I remember all these faces. My friends. It's been so long since I saw any of them.
And you feel lonely? Deserted?
I do. But it's okay. I have myself and Lisa.
Status is being upgraded.
That's it. Breathe. Relax your hands. Open your mind. Good work, Elena.
Case file 10106, case manager Marion Smithick, case log update. Day 9, having successfully completed 20 separate psychokinetic tests and stress reduction techniques, we have concluded that Elena Bostic's ability to control her power is for now within acceptable margins. She has agreed to remain in regular contact with our office.
I agree. Okay. Let's see. Well, orange. That's the color. A nice, gentle cat. Whoop. And how about some little whiskers? Hmm?
Okay.
Whoop.
Sweetie, why don't you play in the other room?
Hi, Daddy.
Hey, Lisa.
There is a doorbell, you know. Put that cigarette out.
There you go again, telling me what to do.
When you're in my house, yes.
Suing for custody of Lisa.
Do what you want.
Huh?
You want to take me to court? Take me to court. I have to give Lisa a bath. Close the door behind you.
Is everything gonna be alright, Mommy?
Yes, it will.
You won't get mad and make things break anymore, will you?
No.
Mommy, what about Loki?
Through her work with the OSIR, Elena Bostwick learned how to manage her anger and in turn control her psychokinetic outbursts. But far more importantly for Elena, she empowered herself to deal effectively with the kinds of stresses that we all face and ensured that her most precious loved one, her daughter Lisa, will always be with her. I'm Dan Aykroyd for Psi Factor.
These stories are inspired by the actual case files of the Office of Scientific Investigation and Research.
Relax, man. We made the pitch, and we just got to wait to see if the client bites.
Jump altitude has been reached, gentlemen. 6,800 feet. Are we ready?
Excellent. This is gonna blow our minds. Come on, Pete. Let's do it.
Annie, I don't think I can. I'm feeling kind of... What was the checklist again? Arch 1,000, 2,000, look 1,000, pull 1,000. You've learned all that, Pete.
Come on, Pete. You promised you'd either ask Wendy out or you jump with us.
And we haven't had any debriefing on any date with Wendy.
Let's just do it.
I'm not jumping. I'm not jumping. No, instead you're gonna pay $200 to sit in the airplane and be a big wuss. I'm not jumping.
Well, I am.
Look, Pete, come on, all right? You came all the way up here. Fuck, I've done it 100 times, all right? Live a little. You want to sit in front of a computer for the rest of your life?
Skydiving. It's described by enthusiasts as an exhilarating release from all worries and concerns. Skydivers know that the law of gravity governs all objects and bodies in our world. That's why they wear parachutes. But this law didn't hold true in the case of Peter McGrattan. For in the midst of seeking to overcome his own personal insecurities, he discovered that he was an incredible exception to one of life's universal rules.
File number 47129, case manager Curtis Rollins, log entry number 1. After being contacted by Dr. Leslie Stafford of St. John Hospital, the OSIR has begun an investigation into the reported phenomenon experienced by Peter McGrattan.
I was on call when he was brought in. He had already regained consciousness and he seemed perfectly lucid. I ran some basic tests as a precaution.
May we see Mr. McGrattan's chart?
Yes, of course.
And you found nothing unusual?
No. Aside from slightly elevated blood pressure, Mr. McGrattan was in perfect health.
Dr. Stafford, how do you account for McGrattan's explanation of what happened?
Well, I thought it was a joke, but his friends insisted it was true.
And you believed them?
No, of course not. Who would believe something so ridiculous?
Then why call us?
Because the second time, I saw it myself.
You witnessed a second jump?
One of the nurses told me that he was going to jump again. I was concerned for Peter, that he was suffering from a head injury, a subdural hematoma or diffuse axonal injury. He'd been You see, he'd been in a strange state of exhilaration. I went out there to stop him.
And what exactly did you see?
I was too late. I didn't see him jump from the plane, but I was able to follow his descent as he got closer to the ground. It was
amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, Pete's always been a bit of a... I mean, sort of a guy who's happy to play second-string goalie on the hockey team. And a guy who's always pushing the pull door, you know? So, my buddy of mine and I, we bet him. Either he asks the receptionist out or he goes skydiving with us, right? But when I saw him plummet right by me, I thought, oh, man, we're gonna be scraping this guy off the tarmac, you know? And then he lives. I mean, think about it, man. Both the guys' shoots fail. He lives. And then he goes out the next week and he does it again?
Well, to tell you the truth, I think he really changed after that first jump. It's like two different people, the before and after Pete. He's, I don't know, more passionate about things, just more focused, more assertive, which has been great for him, but I think I kind of miss the old Pete.
Hey, Wendy.
New tie?
Congratulations, Pete. It's a great pitch, man. Clients are loving it.
Excellent.
So, keep Saturday open.
Oh, yeah, I wrote it down in my book.
I really want you to be there to see it. It's like nothing you've ever seen before, believe me.
Are you here to see someone, sir?
Pardon me?
We're here to see Mr. McGrattan.
It's a feeling unlike anything I've ever felt, Dr. Rollins. Have either of you ever jumped?
Yes.
Then you know what I'm talking about.
Not exactly. I've always landed with the aid of a parachute.
You don't believe me?
Mr. McGrattan, what we're proposing is a full series of tests that may help to verify and explain the phenomenon that allegedly occurred.
Allegedly? I'm not fooling around here, Dr. Rollins. Something incredible has happened to me. It's like I've been given this power.
Well, has anyone else, anyone that you're not acquainted with, witnessed this feat?
Just the guy who shot the videotape. Now, I admit it's not of broadcast quality. Look, why don't I just do another jump, and you guys can do all the tests you want?
Well, let us examine your tape and run some preliminary tests first. Deal?
Is that a promise? I'll take that as a yes.
Case number 47129, day 4. Peter McGrattan has completed a series of physiological tests covering all perceptual and neurological factors. McGrattan is in perfect health. No extreme or unexpected conditions were found. Rollins out.
Well, McGrattan wasn't lying about the quality of the videotape.
Too many stops and starts, poor image quality, tape glitches. Even with digital enhancement, the distance is too far from the subject to make out that it's McGrattan.
Not to mention that the landing's obscured by trees. High probability of a hoax.
There are a few documented cases of individuals surviving free fall.
But not with that significant injury.
And McGrattan's as healthy as a horse.
Lindsay, I'd like you to conduct a follow-up test with Mr. McGrattan. Sandor, send the tape back to HQ to see if it's been doctored. And let me know the results of your environmental analysis as soon as you can, for both jump sites.
What about McGrattan's request that he jump again?
I can't sanction a test jump until we've gathered enough data to substantiate his claim.
That's a catch-22.
Can you set up a controlled environment to approximate free fall?
I'll get on that immediately.
What were you thinking when the parachutes failed?
I was thinking how my therapist told me to face my fears directly. I actually thought it was over. I was trying to figure out how I am going to survive.
Then what happened?
Well, I'm rushing towards the ground, thinking that these are my last moments alive. And then this total relaxing euphoria, this total high overcomes me. And then it goes, and I try to remember it.
But you can't?
Anything like that ever happened to you?
But you jumped again. Why?
I had to make it mine, you know what I mean?
What made you think that you could repeat this event?
I just knew. In here, I knew. You must feel that about something.
What does your therapist think about this change? About this newfound confidence?
Oh, I don't see my therapist anymore. What are you doing?
You weren't decelerating.
You know, this harness thing isn't working. It doesn't feel right. I know there's no danger. Look, why don't we just go do a real jump? You guys must have a plane.
We're not risking your life.
All right, then why don't we just up the stakes a bit?
All systems normal.
Do you think McGrattan's psychodynamics are normal?
What do you mean?
I wonder if this isn't the result of some kind of Superman complex. I mean, he thinks he's invincible.
Could be. Could be the source of the phenomenon itself. Then again, it's also entirely possible that the psychological complex developed as a result of the event.
Chicken or the egg, which came first, the mental complex or the phenomenon? If there was a phenomenon.
I have a hunch there may be something more going on here than masculine bravado.
His heart rate's accelerating.
Dr. Rollins would like both of you to report to the test site.
It's a 35-foot jump. We've removed his inhibitors.
This is as close to free fall as we can simulate under these conditions.
You wouldn't get me up there.
Miss Donner, here we go.
Mr. McGrattan claims he needs a sense of danger to recreate the phenomenon.
Or a sense of suicide.
Okay, let's do it, kids.
All right, everyone, stand by.
No deceleration at all. Your results show anything?
Nothing. Typical fluctuations in biostats. No abnormalities whatsoever.
What do you think?
These findings don't support his story in the least.
I understand your frustration.
No, I don't think you do. Look, these tests, they're rinky-dink. The whole thing, you're not gonna get anything useful under these conditions.
We'll have to see what the test results turn up.
Why don't we just go out and do it? You and I both know that's the only way. I have the ability to defy gravity. I don't really care why. Now, you said you were going to do some preliminary tests. Well, I have been poked and prodded and wired from head to toe. And I think we're past preliminaries.
With the results of these tests, we should be able to rule out a wide spectrum of possibilities.
You know, what if you turn up a wide spectrum of nothing?
We keep
And what if in the meantime my ability disappears? Then you lose, I lose, everybody loses.
Look, go home, relax, get a good night's sleep. We'll get back at it tomorrow morning. Deal?
What happened to the last deal?
Hey, Flyboy.
Hey, Wendy.
There's a note here from Andy Asquith. You all right?
Yeah, it's been a long day.
Oh, listen, I'm really sorry. I can't make it Saturday.
Okay.
Hang on, let me explain. Hang on, I gotta buzz you out. So, what's it like anyway, skydiving?
What was it like? Only a feeling of intense joy. Then you can't remember what it was like. A few moments where I was reminded of why I wanted to be alive. You know, I'm not sitting behind some desk shuffling papers and telling clients what they want to hear, you know what I mean? You ought to try it sometime.
Yeah, I think I'd like that.
You have a good weekend, Wendy. And, yeah, I'm gonna do it again.
The data's clean. As you can see from the QT diagrams, the findings show a stable atmosphere over both jump site locations.
Stable now, but none of this tells us what the conditions were like during Peter's freefall.
No, unfortunately, that specific information won't be available without a test jump. He's moving from terminal velocity, 55 meters per second, to zero velocity in 1.5 seconds. Where would that kind of energy come from if he really did it?
Okay. I'd like to open this up to speculation. Lindsay, you feel the phenomenon could be the result of some sort of PK gravitational distortion induced by the subject?
It's a possibility, yes. As we've seen in other PK ability cases, the subject's emotional state could trigger the phenomenon.
The hypothesis being that McGrattan's high level of endorphins during freefall triggers the PK shift.
Exactly.
I just don't see how we can accurately test for it in a controlled environment unless
we throw him out of a plane from 10,000 feet.
Tell McGrattan we're going to let him jump.
What changed your mind, Doctor?
I know you'll jump again sooner or later. I'd rather not have your death on my conscience.
I think he just wanted to see the main event up close.
You'll be rigged with total remote biostat monitoring. We'll be jumping with you. And you will wear a parachute. Is all this clear?
Morning, Miss Downer. Yeah, crystal clear, Doctor. Come on, let's do it.
Everything okay?
I want you and the rest of the team out at the landing site. Run the environmentals and bioscans simultaneous to the jump. Stay in constant radio contact the entire time.
How long since your last jump, Doctor?
Long enough.
Doesn't it just blow your mind?
What say we keep our minds on the task at hand?
But can you think of a better way to go? Huh?
You want to die, Mr. McGrattan? This is Rollins. Comm check.
Donner here, I copy. We have the visuals registering. We'll commence testing as you jump.
Approaching the drop zone. 10,000 feet. Jump in 30 seconds.
You ready to witness a miracle, Dr. Rollins?
At 2,800 feet, pull your ripcord. By then, we'll have all the data we need.
All right, I'll see you on the ground.
No less than 2,800 feet.
Whatever you say, Doc!
Here they come.
Hold your shoe!
Huh? Yeah!
Peter!
Yeah!
What is he? Oh my God. He's taking off his chute.
Peter!
Terminal velocity reached. Curtis, you're below 1,000 feet. Pull your chute.
Hey, see you later! Woo!
He's slowing down. Curtis, he's decelerating.
Keep tracking him!
No atmospheric abnormalities, no energy fields present. Tasha? Tasha.
Elevated heart rate. All of the biofunctions are normal as per freefall.
And you didn't believe me. I told you I could do it.
That was totally irresponsible of you.
Oh, you people get over it. It worked.
You could have gotten Dr. Rollins killed.
Look, he's alive. I'm alive. You all got your data. Everybody got what they wanted, and that's all that matters.
There's no denying what we all witnessed. Any theories?
Maybe McGrattan experienced some kind of anomalous geophysical gravitational surge.
No, we have no geophysical or environmental evidence to support such a hypothesis.
What if McGrattan, as he passes the vortex of this surge, could he be affected on a cellular level, briefly altering his body weight composition?
If we had medical or physiological data to back that up, isn't this consistent with other studies of PK-induced phenomena?
The hard data just isn't there. At the end of the day, all we have is...
A miracle.
Case number 47129. Final log entry. All tests are inconclusive. Due to Mr. McGrattan's violation of OSIR procedure and his irresponsible actions, all on-site investigations will be discontinued.
Yeah, I understand. You gotta do what you gotta do. I gotta do what I gotta do.
Which is to keep jumping without a parachute.
Not today.
Hi again.
Hey, Wendy, you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
You are going to use that, aren't you? Word of advice, Mr. McGrattan.
Yeah, shoot.
We don't know what caused your ability. It could disappear without warning. Be careful.
Yeah, or it could last forever. I'll be careful, Dr. Rollins. You know, and you could stand to be a little less careful from time to time. Deal?
Deal.
I think that's all right.
Yeah, come on.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Everything's packed up. Well, there's the coworker.
Wendy.
Peter and Wendy. Haven't I heard that somewhere before?
Were unknown external forces the cause of this amazing phenomenon? Or was it generated from within Peter McGrattan? The limits of human potential have yet to be fully explored. In fact, we're just beginning to realize the innate powers which lie within ourselves and all our capacities. Only the OSIR knows whether Peter continues to tempt fate, or whether he became a small headline in a local paper. Shoot failure ends in tragedy.
Oh, honey, for crying out loud.
Mom, it's here again.
Oh, honey, it's just you and me, kiddo. You were sleepwalking again.
No, it's back, Mom. It's back, I swear.
Well, honey, I'll clean up after we get you back to bed, okay? Come on. Come on. Come on, honey. Come on, come on. I know.
The family home, ideally a place where parents create a sanctuary from the uncertainties and turmoil of the world outside. Jeremy Stansky, a happy, healthy 8-year-old, had every reason to expect that his home was a safe refuge from danger and strife. His mother, Debbie, and his father, Kevin, believed that their own diligent efforts had made this family home the loving, comfortable haven their child deserved. Yet despite Jeremy's expectations, under cover of darkness, a mysterious intruder entered their refuge, violated its tranquility, and created a nightmare. A nightmare the Office of Scientific Investigation and Research was brought in to dispel.
In here.
Yes.
It's stronger here.
Yes, that's right.
Your neighbor was right to call me. There is an entity here.
Right now?
I'm picking up bitterness, discord, unquiet spirits. Here is no place for you. Be gone!
Oh! As soon as I told Sally Burchill what had been happening, she got right on the phone to him. He's part of some special psychic hotline. Or something.
Unquiet spirits in your home, dial 1-800-FLAKES.
Kevin, you haven't been here. I don't know what the heck's going on, but whatever it is, it's scaring the hell out of me.
Okay, look, I saw the damage too. I don't know what caused it either.
Daddy, I'm scared.
I know, son, I know. Everything's all right. Come on. Okay, look, why don't we start by talking to somebody who knows what they're doing?
File number 92109, day 1, 0930 hours. Connor Doyle, case manager. On-site inspection, circumstantial assessment, preliminary interviews underway. I've confirmed with the subjects that the final objective of this operation is to locate and identify the phenomenon.
I could tell by her emotions that she had encountered an active malevolence. It surrounded her aura.
My partner and I responded to the Stansky home on several occasions recently. Each time we found evidence of destructive activity, but no intruder. No sign of forced entry. I don't think they were responsible for any of the damage.
Look, I know that something's going on. I don't know exactly what it is, but I can tell you it's not some kind of vengeful spirit like that nutcase said.
At this point, I'd believe in ghosts or poltergeists or whatever it takes to get rid of it.
I even had a plan to dispel it until you people showed up.
You know, so I have this buddy of mine. He works over at the University of Washington, and he put me in touch with you guys.
I mean, I'm frightened. My little boy is frightened. He's terrified. He refuses to sleep in our house.
It came once, and after that, there was a long gap before I saw him again. And it just stared at me, and it was gonna eat me right there. But then my mom came down, and it scared it away.
I just want to figure out, like, what's going on here.
I'm really scared. It's gonna come back. I know it.
Case file update, 1150 hours. Obvious circumstantial causes such as loose shelving or vibrations from low-flying aircraft have been eliminated. A comprehensive range of physiological and psychological tests will be run on family members as soon as we finish preliminary interviews.
Is that your cat, Jeremy?
Shrimp him. He's everyone's cat.
Oh. You know, I had a cat when I was little. Jeremy, your mom said that you said something the other night. She told me you said it's back. Could you tell me what you were talking about?
I don't remember.
Are you sure?
All right. It was Mr. Grimshaw. Happy now?
Who's Mr. Grimshaw, Jeremy?
Mr. Grimshaw the bear. Don't you know anything? He did it, all of it.
Oh, I know. He doesn't want to talk to us about it either.
Yeah, which is strange, because usually it's the other way around.
When did the sleepwalking start?
I don't know, about 2 months ago or so?
Yeah, something like that. Now, I was talking to my friend who's a doctor, and she said that it wasn't very common in children, but not to be too concerned. Hopefully it's just a phase.
I see.
Dr. Corliss, do you really think that Jeremy could be responsible for all that damage?
Now, I've heard that children can sometimes generate poltergeists, you know, talk with spirits.
Maybe not.
We really can't come to any conclusions until we've got all the data in.
Right, so you have no idea what he saw?
I'll have a better idea once I've regressed Jeremy using hypnosis. Jeremy? Can you hear me?
Yes.
We're going to fly back in time now. Remember, nothing can hurt you, okay? Just tell me the story of what you see. We're in your living room.
Yes.
Are we alone?
No, it's here.
I want you to go back to the last time you saw it. Can you do that for me, Jeremy? All right. Now, where are you?
I'm in the kitchen. It's night.
What do you see?
I hear it breathing.
Breathing how?
And I always see its eyes. Red eyes. Red eyes going at me. Red eyes. Red eyes.
Jeremy, take that picture. Freeze it in your mind. Who is looking at you?
It's the monster! The monster! Ah, there's the monster! It's gonna eat me! It's the monster! Ah, there's the monster! It's gonna eat me!
Jeremy,
It's gonna
breathe.
get me.
Come back now. Come back with me. Good. We'll try again later. You're safe. The family psychodynamics are fairly normal given the circumstances. Mr. Stansky's work forces him to travel a great deal, so it could be causing a certain degree of anxiety in Jeremy.
Did the hypnosis reveal anything about the incident?
Only that he has a vivid imagination, or he really saw something outlandish that night. It's difficult to gauge his perceptions because of his youth. He's still learning to separate the real from the imagined.
Could he have possibly caused the damage?
I doubt it. He's only 8 years old. It would have come out in the regression.
Peter, you want to bring us up to speed on your analysis?
We've run environmental scans on the house and surrounding area, and baseline readings are all well within the normal range. There's no toxic gases, there's no contaminants in the water, the food, and there's no abnormal concentrations of energy fields.
Establish full surveillance. Let's see if anything turns up.
Ripple? Ripple! Ripple! Here, kitty. Ripple, where are you?
Jeremy, sweetheart.
Mom, I can't find Ripple!
I'm sure he's around somewhere. Come wash up for dinner.
What about Ripple? I can't find him!
Ripple's fine. Come wash up for dinner.
Continuing with routine circumstantial assessment. Could you repeat that, please?
Case file update, 20-30 hours. Surveillance monitoring is being established throughout the house and surrounding property. Standard biophysical monitoring units have been deployed on family members to facilitate real-time transmissions of pertinent biostats: blood pressure, heart rate, galvanic skin response. Next log update in 12 hours.
Hold on. Biostats rising in Sector 7.
Must have been quite a nightmare.
Yeah, poor kid.
Set it up for 20-minute sweeps of the frontage. We'll pick it up as Sector 3A.
Mr. Doyle, can I talk to you?
What's the problem, Mr. Stansky?
Problem is that my kid is a mess. He doesn't eat, he's exhausted, he's talking about monsters all the time, and, I think he's about ready to snap.
I realize he's in some emotional distress. We learned that much from our assessment. Mr. Stansky, is there anything that could have precipitated his condition? Anything we might have missed?
I don't know. He's going through an awfully tough phase right now. I mean, if he even sees an ad on TV for a horror film, he doesn't sleep for weeks.
Sounds like he has quite an active imagination.
Well, it's overactive, actually. Look, I'm a little bit worried with all this stuff going on in the house. You know, all the people and the investigations. A big break from his routine, you know? Plus, he's convinced that there's some evil thing lurking in the house.
I understand your concern. I've noticed Jeremy's behavior's become a bit erratic since our arrival. Maybe what he needs is some stability.
Mr. Doyle, you need a break.
What do you propose?
Time away from here. All of us. Just to relax and get Jeremy away.
We could consider moving you out temporarily. Try a different approach to monitoring the house.
Please, just for a few days.
We'll move you out tonight. Case file update day 4, 0:30 hours. In order to test the possibility that the family itself is influencing the occurrences, we're sealing off the house and relocating the Stanskys to a neighbor's home. Unbroken audio and video surveillance will be maintained for an additional 72 hours. HQ is considering discontinuing the investigation.
I'm not surprised. How do you care to proceed?
I'm undecided.
My sense is that we should stick around a little while longer. If anything, to help Jeremy come to terms with whatever it is he's experiencing.
Peter, what's your take on the situation?
Don't ask me. We've been here a week, and as of yet, no observable phenomenon's been detected.
Agreed. But let's not discount the accuracy of each individual story under DEP testing. I want to return the Stansky family to their home and maintain environmental surveillance.
What about headquarters?
Leave that to me.
Okay.
Okay, come on in.
Okay, let's get you ready for bed.
I want to go to bed. I'm not
Yeah,
tired.
Okay, come on, let's go.
Upstairs, come on.
Please note, someone's altered the environment. Temperature differential at minus 15 degrees.
Dreaming again.
Mr. Doyle, you scare me.
Sorry about that. Just want to make sure Jeremy was all right.
He's been so upset by this whole thing.
I can tell.
Oh, Jeremy, honey. Must be so frightened.
Kids are resilient, Mrs. Stansky. He'll be fine.
Thank you.
Well, you know how it is once you let your imagination get the better of you.
If we had any reason to believe that your family was in any kind of danger, you wouldn't be here. We'll be monitoring you constantly from the mobile unit.
Oh, great. I'll be sleeping like a baby knowing that 15 scientists are watching me. Oh, that's just the heat coming on.
eyes, his eyes. Red eyes. Red eyes going at me. Red eyes.
It's only a theory so far, but it certainly points towards a rational explanation for the boy's story.
A composite memory.
I still have to run some tests to confirm it, but hypothetically, the boy saw something while in a sleepwalking state. This half-imagined image got mixed up with two other sense impressions from the kitchen: the sound from the heat vent and the red lights from the microwave.
And we have our demon.
Exactly.
It's nice and neat.
But what did the actual damage?
Something moved.
Where?
Monitor 3, Sector 12. Just a flicker of a vibration.
Something knocked the camera over. Invert thermoimaging.
All equipment online. You should have visuals on your phone now.
What is it?
Up there.
Final case log entry. Our monster has turned out to be a giant green python. Python Malurus bivitatis, originally kept as a pet by a couple on the next block. When they moved out and abandoned it, the snake must have found its way into the local sewer system. The whereabouts of the family cat remain unknown.
And then your imagination kind of played a trick on you, because it made you think like there was a monster in the house, right? And there was something there, but it wasn't a monster. So there's nothing to be afraid of now. Okay?
The intruder that violated the Stansky home was neither a malevolent poltergeist, a grotesque monster, nor a mysterious undiscovered force of nature. It was just a very ordinary and very earthbound abandoned reptile. After the python was moved to the local zoo, the Stansky family experienced no further nocturnal visitations and resumed their normal lives undisturbed. Jeremy's sleepwalking phase eventually passed. Though the explanation secured by the OSIR was ultimately a simple one, nevertheless, a family's sanctuary had been violated. Simple reason or not, the Stanskys feel a great debt to the Office of Scientific Investigation and Research for restoring their home as the shelter and refuge it is supposed to be. I'm Dan Aykroyd for Sci Factor.